Sorry, y'all. Hey, everybody. It's Health at 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here for unsolicited advice. Yes, I realized later. I'm like, I didn't press the microphone to turn it on. I'm here introducing myself, saying we're here for unsolicited advice, and I didn't turn the microphone on. That's the type of Sunday I'm having, okay? That's the type of Sunday I am having. So let's see who is here to join me on this Sunday. Hey, let's talk about it all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Ari. Oh, Ari gave a super sticker. Now, Ari, I'm going to think that you just like to see the shaking of the tail feather around here. So I will oblige you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know the twerking Chewbacca is a little early on a Sunday. Is it a little early? Uh, yes. Hey, Sam. Glad to have you here. Glad everybody is saying hello. Hello, hello, hello. So we're here for unsolicited advice. This is where I find folks on the internet who are asking for advice. Either it's on Instagram, it could be on X, formerly known as Twitter. It could be just about anywhere. A lot of them do come from Reddit, and I do hide the accounts just so, some people may feel strongly about it and may not have, too much positive things to say. I don't want people coming after folks. Excuse me there for a second. So, yeah, I just want to totally like get information. We give wonderful advice out here. Hey, Ja Tony, glad you can make a live. Oh, I was great on Kojo and Sean. Like that, brother Black. Behave yourself. Behave. Behave is subjective. You know, behave is subjective. So what I may think is behaving, you may not think is behaving. But I guess you're talking about, I believe it was the Ready to Love Live. Let me grab some water. I don't know why it's hot over here in Georgia. So the AC is on. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Samantha. Samantha, I heard you starting a mutiny over there. If I wasn't going to go on, I was a little tired, but I said, let me not, encourage y'all mutinous thoughts and actions. But yes, I am on Little Black Book 91, usually for maths, usually for Love is Blind. Right now is the UK version. And maths is Married at First Sight. And we also talk about other things as well when he invites us on. Yesterday as well, I was on Little Black Book 91 talking about Love is Blind UK, and I learned a lot about UK. But we're here for unsolicited advice. Okay? We are here for unsolicited advice to have a good time while we giving our advice. So let's start with the first one. Okay, the first one. Fiance, 31-year-old male, no longer wants to attend my best friend's wedding because I'm going to be in it. I need advice. So it says he's more than happy to be a part of the rest of the trip. Just wanted me to attend the wedding on my own while he explored the island or do something different that day. Now he says he'll be attending the wedding. It's super important for me, to be thankful that he is coming to the wedding. He was the one who wanted me to make the Reddit post. Oh, so he's telling you to write it. Okay. Okay. She says, I'm an American and my fiance is Australian. She's 27-year-old female. He's a 31-year-old male. They met when she moved to Australia and haven't been in the US together. So she says, my best friend is getting married in 2026 in St. Thomas. We've been planning for a 3-week trip to the US around all of this, to do Vegas and Hawaii as well. Introducing him to my friends, my family, when attending this wedding together. It's going to be a small destination wedding, mostly close friends and family, with a ceremony and reception at an Airbnb where we might also stay. A few days ago, my friend let me know I'll be her maid of honor. I'm so honored and exciting, but when I told my fiance, everything changed. He now said he no longer wants to go. He said he was looking forward to the trip until he found out I'd be in the wedding. Now he feels anxious about being alone during the ceremony and doesn't want to attend at all. Recognize social anxiety is real, that this situation might feel overwhelming for him, but this wedding is really incredibly important to me. So when I plan to introduce him to so many people who never met him, he started to feel anxious. But I feel hurt and disappointed. I want to support him, but I also feel like he's being unfair by backing out completely. So what I read first was an update. I didn't realize she put an update up top where he is coming to the wedding now, but he doesn't want to stay at the wedding. He's still going to do the trip, but he doesn't want to be there for the wedding and ceremony. He's going to do like a day tour of the island, and he would definitely come for the reception afterwards. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hey, let's talk about it all. Hey, K Sharp, glad to have you here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know he may have social anxiety, but dude, come on now. It's not like she is sick and can't go and insisted he go alone. Right. She didn't say go alone. It's just you'll be sitting in the audience for what, 20 minutes by yourself? I mean, really, maybe he's thinking, now let's think about what he may be thinking. She may have other bridal, duties. He's thinking of a regular wedding where she would be with the bride all day. He'll be on his own all day. He may be thinking that kind of traditional wedding situation. I just think that it would be, since you're saying the wedding is at the Airbnb, it's small. It's only family. Yes, you're meeting family for the first time. I don't see the social anxiety. It may be 10, 20 people, but I don't have that kind of social anxiety. So my thing is the wedding seems very small. The friend is the only maid of honor, so I'm thinking it's a small gathering, but maybe he has social anxieties in small groups. He will be the center of attention because he will be the only one not knowing everybody else. So we have to consider that for him. He may not want to be the focus. And I'm hoping he doesn't like latch on to her like she has to be his anchor. And if she's not next to him with him and he's holding her hand, then he's off the rails. Samantha says, I'm super introverted and shy, so I can understand his hang up that he's willing to attend under new terms. She really needs to be good with this. Well, he may be, I don't want to be at the ceremony, but I will be at the reception. I mean, Samantha, I hear you. He's willing to now go on the trip. He isn't canceling. He kind of calmed down, and he is going to go on the trip. But he's going to do a day tour while she's doing wedding duties. I'm not sure how the family even going to take this. I mean, when he comes to the reception later, that's going to also fuel a whole lot of questions. It's like, where you been? What did you do? Wait a minute. What you been doing all day? You weren't here? You didn't want to hang out with us? That would fuel a whole bunch of questions that I would rather not answer if I were him. I'd rather not. I may sit in the back, or I may show up at the wedding as soon as it starts and I'm just sitting in the back. But to not be there for the wedding, especially since, she's the maid of honor, I think, the family may look at it and be like, I don't know. Is he going to be supportive? What about if you had your own wedding? So I don't know. What is your unsolicited advice? I'm happy he's going, but to be gone all day and just come back for the reception, there isn't much of a wedding. Is going to be 20 minutes at best. But here's my question. They're coming from Australia. So she's trying to get everything in. I wonder where her family is truly from, because they're doing Australia. Of course, they're going to fly into Hawaii. That's the quickest way from Australia to the US is to Hawaii. She said they're going to spend time in Hawaii. Then they go hop over to Vegas, and then they go into St. Thomas. That is a lot of travel. And yes, she said it's going to be 3 weeks, but that's a lot of travel. Can you imagine coming back from St. Thomas and having to go to Australia, back to Australia? That's a lot of travel. She said, trust me, we introverts are a doozy. We're good when we can somewhat control of our environment. Yes. And I think if they did not stay at the Airbnb with the rest of the family, he may find that more appealing. Yeah, not going to ceremony seems kind of disrespectful when he's planning to go for the reception. Right. It's a whole family thing. And I'm hoping he's just saying this since he's going on a trip. Maybe when he meets the family in Hawaii, maybe if they have family in Vegas, maybe after those couple of trips, he would, feel more calm with them and he would be willing to chillax with them. Turn the social switch on or off, but not everyone can do the same. I understand. Might as well not go if you're planning on going to one and not the other. Well, we can't, she going all the way from Australia, to all of this by herself. It would garner a whole bunch more questions. But I guess you could filter it out more if he didn't show up at all. It's like, oh, well, finances, scheduling, you can say anything. But if he's on the island and not there for the wedding, that's going to fuel a lot of questions. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down in the comments for her and for him, because it is, certainly a doozy. Now let me get the second one on here. Oops. My files are the ones that are a doozy. Okay. This one says, my boyfriend, a 26-year-old male of 3 years, wants me to agree to move his mom in with us. How can I tell him that I'm not ready yet without hurting his feelings? So my boyfriend's mother has no life savings and is currently renting out a 2-bedroom unit. She has a low income wage. She cares for 2 children, both of whom are moving out for school soon and will no longer need a place. One is going to boarding school and one has a full scholarship to college. She wants to downsize and has asked, he has asked and expressed to me directly she'd be interested in living with us, having her own bedroom space. For context, she's in her 50s, no ailments other than maybe being a little overweight, and she continues to work. In my eyes, my boyfriend and I are serious and long-term, but we are not married yet. I'm of the understanding that once she moves in, she won't move out. At the same time, I've been discussing with my boyfriend that it might be time if he helped her out with a small allowance. Since he and I work full-time jobs, it could be a better compromise instead of where, we don't give up our personal space. But he does not agree with that. To make things more complicated, my boyfriend and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment and we split it with a mutual friend. My boyfriend's younger brother, who's away at college, is at our space often and usually stays over with us. Added, should I feel like I owe her anything when my boyfriend and I were in college, I would stay over at their place sometimes overnight. She always cared and treated me like a daughter. So that's what we have here. Hey, Motown investor, glad to have you here. I think this is your first time at a live unsolicited advice. Okay. Hey, Psycho Boney, glad to have you here. You cannot move through life without hurting people's feelings. Right, somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. But here's my thing, okay? Here's my thing. This is something serious. You're okay. Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's dissect it a little bit. Says my boyfriend, he's 26. This young lady who wrote this, she's 26. They've been together for 3 years. I don't think that's long enough to then be living with the mother. I don't think that's long enough. And y'all aren't married. But he sees no problem because it is his mother. Nope, unless they are both from a culture where they move elders in, then this is a no-go, because more often than not, people will be weirded out by family, especially parents moving in. Yes, Ari. Hey, Twyla310, glad to have you here. Vote no. They are super young and aren't even married. Thank you, Twyla. Now, y'all, if y'all, need to be looking good and smelling good out here, Twyla has a Instagram channel called Made by Twy. She is a small business owner. And, Twyla knows that I'm addicted to her products. And I fair warning, if you do, use Twyla's products, you'll be addicted to. I'm just saying, it is all organic oils and soaps and fragrances, everything like that. So yes, definitely. Hey, Cheryl Davis, glad you made it. Glad you're here. We're only on the second one. This is where 26-year-old male, 26-year-old female, she's writing to ask for advice. The boyfriend asked to move his mother in with them. The mother is becoming an empty nester. And that's why I'm kind of curious. She takes care of two kids. Are those her two kids? Because they say one is going to boarding school and one is going off to college. So boarding school ain't cheap and it ain't free. Okay. It probably costs just as much, if not more, than college. So she's looking to downsize. She got no savings. She's on low income wage. And she says she wants to move in with this young lady and her boyfriend of 3 years. So again, why would you move in? Now, I have to say, the house I bought years and years ago, and I'm still currently in, is that I got it on the benefit that it has an in-law suite. I knew, culturally too, I knew my mother is going to move in later on in life. That is exactly why I bought it. That's exactly why. But again, I was married for over 10 years. I'm like, hey, if my husband's mother needs it, and she was my road dog, fine. Mr. El Cid right now, unfortunately, today would have been his mother's birthday if she was still with us. But hey, it would have been fine. Married, not dating for 3 years and living together. I'm sorry. I do like she gave a suggestion and a solution that maybe, you sponsor your mother, you give her an allowance for her home, and she could stay over there. She could stay over there while he subsidized. That's the word I was looking for. While he subsidizes mama's housing, maybe find her a smaller flat. Maybe she needs a 1-bedroom. But again, subsidize her over there, wherever she is. Mom sounds a bit selfish. I too am in my 50s, working and no illnesses. I cannot imagine asking to move in unless I was promised to work on getting out ASAP. Right. Before you move in, I need a date of when you are going to be up out of here, when you are leaving. Oh, thank you, Twyla. Oh, thank you, sis. On my way to church, we'll catch a replay. But again, my vote is no. Have a great day, Elcidians. Thank you so much. We got to say thank you. We got to get the birds out. Yes. Thank you, Twyla. Thank you so much. Yes, subsidize her. Hey, Lady Tiba, glad to have you here. Hey, citizens. Y'all, if you are part of the Nestor universe, Lady T-Bug dropped a fire call yesterday. So please go over there. But I will warn you, okay? She's going to be gentle. She's going to be gentle with you. But I do warn you, it is hot, okay? It is hot upon the touch. Don't go there if you're not ready. The wig ain't pinned on right. The hat ain't ready for it, okay? It is hot in the kitchen over there. On the front porch, I should say, at Lady T-Bugs. Yes, the birds are dancing. So yes, the mama, as Samantha says, the mama is a bit selfish. She wants to move in. She probably had her son talk to the girlfriend. She wants to downsize. She wants to move in, and he's co-signing. This bodes to me, young lady, that what mama wants, mama gonna get. And this may cause friction in a relationship, but think of it this way. If y'all are married, y'all got to talk about this. Y'all are married. Would he want to move her in still? This is a great conversation, and it's best now, 3 years in, at 26, rather than 10 years later when you're 5 years married and you're like, you're having a conversation and y'all are married and together. I'm going to be having a serious conversation with him about that subsidizing. He may want his mama to live there, but I don't think he understands the responsibility. It may be best to subsidize her if y'all can do it. If y'all can do it. I do not think you should put an ultimatum. If your mama move in, I'm going to move out. None of that. But you could certainly say this is going to put a damper on the relationship. You are well within your rights to say that. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice, because at 26, I cannot imagine moving in. Y'all, I'm in my 40s and my mother she is 60s and very active out here. She is traveling, living her best life. My mama would tell you in a heartbeat, I don't want to live here. I don't want to live with you under your roof, your rules. And she's like, She's like, she'll turn into the I don't want to be monitored. I want to be monitored because the dogs would tell me when she leaving the house. I know that. My dogs would tell me, hey, mama leaving again. Mama don't want to be held accountable or have to speak to anyone. She wants to be able to pick up her bag and leave and go. No, that's right, Mama Elsie. She'll say, hey, in a couple days, I'm heading over here. Okay. You can't reach me for a few days. So Cheryl votes no, just like Twyla voted no. Okay. Liberation. You are on your protest, Samantha, from yesterday to today. So please put your unsolicited advice down below, and in the comments. If you are here, let her know, hey, I support her, subsidize mama over there. At least you came with a solution. He may not like it, but hey, y'all need to sit down with the finances and talk about it, and really talk, about the emotion and stress of having his mother live with you. Hey, it is stressful to have anyone live with you. So let's move on to the next one. Do believe this is number 3. Now, I do have a little sneak peek of tomorrow's Members Live, because members unsolicited advice is 18 and over. Okay, this is for general YouTube consumption, but members, it is 18 and over. And I have a sneak peek of the Bachelor we will be talking about tomorrow in members. So let's go on to number 3. So number 3 goes, he's a 29-year-old male. 29-year-old male refuses to call us a situationship, but still wants to see me, a 23-year-old female, and does not want to make it official. What do you think? I've been seeing this guy consistently for almost a year now. We do everything couples do. We've agreed to be monogamous. After around 7 months of seeing each other, I mentioned I wanted to be his girlfriend. After all, we've been seeing each other for months now, going on dates, getting really close. But he turned me down. He said he wouldn't really want to change anything. So I asked him, if it wouldn't really change, then what's the problem? So then he replies, I don't want to ruin what we have now. So I said, do you want a relationship without any of the responsibilities, a situationship? To this, he gets extremely defensive and denies that this is a situationship, and says we are seeing and dating each other. He said he doesn't want to be in an open or casual relationship either. He said he cares a lot about me and he doesn't want to see anyone else. He shared with me that his previous relationship was pretty serious and it ended because they had considered moving in together, but he couldn't imagine living with a partner 24/7. I told him that I'm not his ex-girlfriend and that we are nowhere near the stage of moving in together anytime soon. To that, he just kept on repeating the same thing, telling me he doesn't want to ruin what we have. I really like him, but I don't know what to do. Part of me is fine with this because I know we only see each other, care for each other, and do everything couples do, just without the label. But I have such mixed feelings and doubts because I don't understand why he is so against me being his girlfriend. Am I not enough? Does he not like me enough? But he strongly denies all of this. I really want this to work, but it is hard. Ari says leave. Latiba, he doesn't want a title. He doesn't want a title. If you're seeing each other exclusively, there wouldn't be such a defensiveness against the labels. Exactly. She should have gotten this information up front. You, sweetie, you are not his only one. I'm sorry. Thank you. Run the emoji. Cheryl put the emojis of run. Run, young lady, run. He's lying. He wants to be a free agent. Something is up with that child. He just not that into you. Man, pull back and stop being available. Thank you all for your unsolicited advice. Y'all keep it coming in chat. I just want to dissect this. He's 29, she's 23. It's almost a year now. But then she says at the 7-month mark is when this happened. So you've gone 5 more months of no title. Now you want to write us and ask us about what's going on. So you say you've been seeing him consistently for a year, but around 7 months of seeing you mention about being girlfriend. And now you're here a year into it. So you had months to walk away. He knows you ain't going nowhere. He knows it. He knows you want the label. He knows it. And he says it's only you. Is it really? Is it really? Or are you hearing that? And he's not actually putting actions into it. I'm just going to say, if he intended for you to be in his life long term, he would give you, even if it's not the label of girlfriend, is he talking about marriage? Is he talking about a future? Is he talking long term? He's not, because you said at the end, because of the ex-girlfriend, he said they were pretty serious and it ended because they had considered moving in together. Considered, not moved in together. Yeah, girl. He's seeing someone else too. Hey, let's talk about it all. He wants his cake and eat it too. Yes, he does. Yep, he's in control here and he knows it exactly. She has gone now 5 months and now she comes to ask the internet for advice. Young lady, something told you it was up. Something told you to ask about the labels, which is great. You talked to him about what you wanted in this relationship. And he said, nah, bud, nah, Ain't no labels. You ain't my girlfriend, but we ain't a situationship. We just in a situation. Ain't no ship here. Or young lady, the ship has sailed. I would say the ship has sailed. He telling you that maybe not the ship has sailed. Maybe the ship is on the dock, out the water for repairs. But what he ain't doing is claiming you. He claiming that y'all together, but y'all ain't really together. Y'all exclusive, but we don't know that for sure. Girlfriend and boyfriends are exclusive, but what are you? Let him know you're putting him in a box of casual and start dating others. Cheryl Davis is telling you, young lady, put him in a box. Hate this game. Hate the game, sister, not the player. Right. She's being played. She's being played. And he has played her for 5 more months. So now I'm like, what else have you learned, my girl? What else have you learned from his behavior? Because he's still here 5 months later, willing to write the internet. This is good. She did her adult thing, had a conversation, but she didn't listen to his words and look at his actions and move accordingly, which is to leave. Thank you, Ari. Y'all are just bed buddies. Sorry. So I love that, bed buddies. If y'all have a label for them like Twyla310 just did as bed buddies, put it in the chat, please. It ain't a situationship. You ain't my girlfriend. Twyla says bed buddies. If you have a title for this, you can feel free to put it in chat. He's not going to give you what you want. Leave. Don't waste any more time. Show him how it's done. Exactly. Show him how it's done, because he's telling you, hey, you ain't it. Horizontal mambo dancers. Curry buddies. Ooh, curry buddies. Now you're making me want curry. They are definitely, I don't know what to say. He ain't moving in with you. Or I should say he ain't moving in somewhere with you, because he said that's when they considered moving in together, everything failed. You need to listen to what he's saying. Because when he said they considered moving in together, everything failed. You know what that tells me? That tells me that he was like, when she brought up moving in together, he's like, I got to pump the brakes and leave, because if she moves in with me, she could know all my movements and how many other ladies there are in my life. Pull back and see how he responds. There you go. Pump them brakes. Hey, Tanya B here. Glad to have you here. Okay. You went Cuddy buddies. So just for Tanya's sake, 29-year-old male, 23-year-old female, she asked, what are we within 7 months? But she's there a year writing to us. He don't want to call her the girlfriend. He don't want to talk about, the last relationship ended when they moved, they considered moving in. We're telling her, leave. He don't want you. I bet he's the one with the problem. Yes, Lady T-Bug. He didn't want that other girlfriend to move in. Okay. Didn't want that girlfriend to move in. And when she said, let's move in together, we're going along, he's like, Back it up. Tony B here calls them uck buddies. Okay, I can't say the whole word. So, yep, he probably backpedaled because his movements, his comings and goings will be scrutinized if he moved in with someone. But also, he's telling her, don't ask to move in. Don't ask to go move in anywhere. Because if you ask to move in, that may end the relationship. He knows he got her. He got her. He's in control. He knows that she is going to be there. That's my thought. That's my unsolicited opinion and my unsolicited advice. So please continue to put yours in the chat or put it in the comments below. Now, tomorrow's members, members, we do something. Someone gifted me a membership. Thanks so much. Yes, Tony B here. Last week, we had a lot of folks donate memberships, including Ari, who's in the chat with us, and Munira gifted a lot. So yes, there are a lot of members. So you can be here, Tanya, be here tomorrow when we do a live members unsolicited advice that's for 18 and older, okay? Where I can say what you just typed, okay? He probably laid it good to her, and now she cannot detach herself from him. That is probably so. That is probably so correct that he probably did that as well. Totally do that. Totally did that. So let me pull this up. Oh, thank you, Tanya B here. Thank you so much for gifting memberships. Awesome. The Duchess, D. Brown, Nola Brown, Rosie, and Ms. D received gifted membership. Thank you so much. I got to say thank you. When we give memberships up here, we're going to be thankful. Yes, we're going to drop it low from memberships. That is 30 days here. Thank you so much for gifting the memberships, Tanya B here. We do in memberships, we talk about a bachelor or a bachelorette that is out here, looking for love. And these are old videotapes from Love Connection days back in the 80s when they would submit a videotape for dating. So what we have is there's a bachelor that, he's pretty, calm and collected. He, has certain requirements for his date with you. And I'm hoping y'all will be receptive to him, okay? So we will see him and we will hear all of his video, which is about a minute. But I want to give y'all a taste of this man, and it's only going to be a few seconds because I think he will elicit a response. But tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. EST is when we will have our member live 18 and over unsolicited advice. So let's hear from this gentleman.
I've been single for a bit of time now, and my ideal date is you would come to my place and pick me up because my car's in the shop. You're wearing a gown. I love a woman in a gown. I've been...
Y'all heard him? Do y'all need to hear him again? Do y'all need to hear him again? Did you hear him? Did y'all need to hear him again? Did we need to roll him back? It's like, child. This is back in the 80s when they would submit videotapes as singles looking for love to appear on these shows. There's an Instagram, okay? There's an Instagram account that I got all these videos, and it's on the bottom left of the video. So I think we need to hear him one more time. Nola, darling, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. You might have heard wrong. Let's play it again. Nola, darling, we're going to play it again for you, okay? Okay.
I've been single for a bit of time now, and my ideal date is you would come to my place and pick me up because my car's in the shop. You're wearing a gown. I love a woman in a gown.
Okay. You have to come pick him up at his place. Okay? That's his ideal date. You have to come pick him up at his place because his car is in the shop. Okay? And you have to wear a gown because he loves a woman in a gown. So this man is intentional. He knows exactly what he wants. He's telling you exactly what his ideal date is. And y'all will get to see him in all his glory tomorrow. Okay? Y'all will get to see him. You will get to see all of him. And if you go back to our old members live, or even just last week, we had a doozy. So he's looking for a woman to be his nurse, his purse, and his mama. Girl. And let's talk about it all. Said, oh, hell no. We had taxis back then. Well, hey, he said his ideal date, Nola. He was not calling a taxi. Do we open the door for him too? In your gown, okay? In your gown. And make sure you have wristlet gloves. I'm sure he forgot to mention that. But y'all would hear, he doesn't only have, that's not his only requirement for the date, okay? Y'all will hear the rest of it is a whole minute. I gave you just 10 seconds. I gave you just 10 seconds. Buses. You can't come in, in an ideal date on a bus with a gown. You cannot hitchhike in a gown. Is he Cinderella? Maybe Cinderfella? Remember? Cheryl Davis said, will he be wearing a tuxedo? Do we pull out his chair? Right. Hey, that is The Bachelor. We will be reviewing his video tomorrow. Last week, we reviewed a bachelor that, for a nickel, you could ride his mustache. Okay. For a nickel. That was last week's bachelor in the members for part 2. Also in the members part 2, we had a very eligible bachelor that had his own place. He was very, he had a great job. He was dressed very well, well-groomed, very well-spoken. But, he also was not, considered a catch, okay? Maybe he'll be wearing a matching gown. No. No. I'm sorry. No, I'm right calling him Cinderella because the men today want to be the woman so bad, and he created this. Right, this is the 80s. That's why I love these videos. I want to bring them back for y'all to see, how did we get here? How we get here to these pool of men? Because there were pools of men back then who are their daddy. These are their daddy's videos. These are their mama's videos. I'll have a bachelorette for y'all too. I ain't going to leave the fellas out because we have men in the membership. I ain't going to leave y'all out. Last week we had a lady that certainly, we talked about her, and she wanted you to be spontaneous and do all kinds of stuff, but her laugh was cringy. So again, these are the mothers and dads of who do we have now in the dating pool. In a dating pool. So you get to see their videos, their dating videos. You get to see them in all their glory. Okay. So that it will be our bachelor. Don't forget, I guess, tomorrow night. Okay. You make you late for church, get you up out of here. So tomorrow night, you will see that. We have one more unsolicited advice. We have one more unsolicited advice, but yes, we will tomorrow in the membership be discussing it. His sons are Cinderella 2.0. Cinderella Juniors. Nola, you came in blazing in the chat. I love it. So yes, that is our bachelor tomorrow. That was just 10 seconds of his video. Can y'all imagine the rest? Can y'all imagine the rest? Usually I preview this, but we had too much fun in Unscripted on Fridays. I said, let me preview this during Unsolicited Advice. And we'll have a section in the membership tomorrow. Y'all could ask me questions as per usual. And I'll give you different DIY stuff that I do that's very simple. Like if you have plants in your house and you have a net, the nets are around or things are around on your soil, just put an inch of sand in the top of your pot. Take out some of the soil at the top and make sure you have an inch of sand. Nothing can then go in and burrow through the sand. Your water can still get through, but make sure you cover all of it with sand, at least an inch, so nothing can kind of dig and make a nest and crawl out of there. That's just one simple thing we do to make sure nothing is in our soil, in our house plants. Very simple. So y'all, let's get to the last unsolicited advice for today. Let's get to number 4. Let's get to number 4. So let's help Twyla make it to church on time, okay? So I'm a 24-year-old female, and I want to do my boyfriend, who is a 26-year-old male. I want to do his Wonder Woman role play, but the character's name is the same as his ex. Hey everyone, I need some advice in a situation that's been bothering me recently in a disagreement with my boyfriend. I'm 24, he's 26. We've been together for about a year and a half, and overall, our relationship has been great. Before we met, he was in a long term relationship for around 7 years to a woman named Diana. She was an important part of his past, and I have heard from his friends that their relationship was toxic and he might have been taken advantage of. He is a huge Superman fan. Early in our relationship, he did a Superman photo shoot and really looked the part because he had been working out a lot. I found it very attractive and it made me want to do some role play with him as Superman and me as myself. We had fun with it and there were no issues. When news of the upcoming Superman movie came out, I brought the idea back up for both of us. I wanted him to be Superman again, and he suggested that I be Wonder Woman. I liked the idea and brought a detailed, accurate Wonder Woman costume. It was fairly expensive, but I wanted to look nice. The problem came when he told me he wanted to call me Diana during the role play. That is not only Wonder Woman's real name, but is also his ex's name. I told him I was uncomfortable with it and suggested other characters like Supergirl or Lois Lane. But he was set on Wonder Woman and using the name Diana. We talked about it calmly. I don't believe that. We talked about it calmly. He was not angry or yelling, but he did point out that the costume cannot be returned. So it feels like we spent a couple $100 for nothing. We are not struggling financially, but I understand why that, feels like a waste. I don't think he's still in love with his ex, but I feel uneasy about being called her name. I want to find a solution where we can both enjoy the scenario without it being uncomfortable for me. How can I bring it up in a way that helps us compromise? Okay, let me get back. Okay, let me get back. Ari's like, what? What? Exit stage left now because heck no to the no. Not dirty. Lord, it's as I thought. I was right. Diana, yep. See? This man ain't over his ex-girl leave. Exactly. Here's the thing. You got two sides to it. It's Fantasy's Amazon Diana. Leave girl. There are two sides. Diana is the name of Wonder Woman. Okay? That is the name. It is also the name of the ex. So you don't know if he calling Wonder Woman's name in the middle of the role play or if he calling the ex's name. Okay? Here's the other side. You suggested this, madam. He didn't come up with, the Superman movie's coming out. I need you to be Wonder Woman. No, ma'am. You put yourself in this situation without knowing all of the characters. That tells me you don't know comics. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you were doing. You're like, oh, I heard the old Superman thing. Let's role play again. Okay. And you bring up Wonder Woman. Okay. Brought up the idea. You brought it up. You want him to be Superman. Oh no, I read that wrong. No. I read it wrong. When I read it again, I wanted him to be Superman again, and he suggested I be Wonder Woman. Okay, he suggested it. Since he suggested it, no. Hell to the no. He suggested you be Diana. Superman and Diana wasn't together. Superman and Diana was not together. He's doing this because he wants to envision his ex in his mind and be able to get away with calling her a name and make it seem like he is smashing his ex again. So since he suggested Wonder Woman, yeah, that's it. But you did suggest, hey, we could do, Supergirl, but that's a little incestuous. You suggested a whole bunch of others, but Lois Lane, but he was insistent upon Diana. Yeah. He gonna be calling another woman's name. I mean, you gonna be calling him Clark Kent. I mean, you are gonna be using a different name. Unless you dated a man named Clark in the past. That may be me, I may do that. Well, you insist on calling me Diana. My ex's name was, Clark. I guess I'll be calling Clark, calling you by Clark's name and see how he feels about that. But you see, he may be bold because he knows he looked good in the Superman costume. You said he did a whole photo shoot and he looks just like it because he was built. Yeah, he knows he looks good. He knows he looks like Henry Cavill that played Superman. He knows he looks built. He knows he looks good. So here we are. As Nola Darling said, here we are now. The man wants to dress up like Superman in this costume with the tights and everything. One tight short of being Cameo. One tight short of being Cameo singing about Candy. One song short. Because every time I see Superman and stuff and I see that, I'm like, that is Cameo's costume. That is Cameo's costume right there. That's exactly what she needs to do or say. She wants to call him by X's name and see how he takes it. Yep. This is the one time I agree to your dark artistry. See, Ari, you're coming. You're coming over, Ari. Come on. Walk into the light, Caroline. Walk into the light, Caroline. Or walk into the dark artistry. That's what I would do. But definitely, when I see the Superman costumes, I'm like, that look like Cameo. Put a little bit more, flash and flare on it. But when we talk about Cameo is the granddaddy or the great uncle. Okay, think about how far back we're thinking about. Okay, but he knows he cute. But here's my thing. I like my comics. I like, my, I know the difference between my DC and my Marvel. I know the differences, but I don't know anyone who, not okay. I know people who dress up. I have friends who dress up as their favorite characters. They do the Comic-Cons, yes. But I don't know anyone who does a photo shoot. Where do those pictures go? I'm asking for a friend. So you said he did a photo shoot dressed up like Superman. What photos are we talking about? Did he pretend he was flying with the fist out? I mean, what were the poses like? See, that's where I'm kind of wondering. You in tights with a cape? What else? What are we doing on the photo shoot? Are you standing there pretending like you've saved the world? Are you standing against the wall like if you're pushing the building? What poses are you doing in this Superman costume? And what poses is he expecting you to do as Diana, his Wonder Woman? He's insisting on having Wonder Woman and insisting on calling you Diana, which is technically her name. Technically. But again, you said he didn't fuss so much. He said, oh, we just wasted money on the costume. But he doesn't want to role play anything else. That's where I have a stickler about it. Because technically, Superman wasn't with Wonder Woman. He was with Lois Lane. So what is he doing? Hey, Miss Boogie Down, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here, Miss Boogie Down. I'm gonna have to play for those who came in. I'm gonna play a little clip of that Bachelor we're gonna be talking about tomorrow. Okay, the chat was real feisty about it. Nola, he's playing it off. Yes, he is, Nola darling. He's playing it off like, that's okay. But the fact that he's playing it off, but he's saying we ain't doing nothing else, tells me. Right, she brought it up that she wants him to be Superman, and then he's like, I need you to be Wonder Woman. That he used what she said against her. I mean, I would have just let it go. But where are the pictures? Where are the Superman pictures that he took in this photo shoot? I have more questions about this than anything else. I have more questions about, and Miss Boogie Down, so and for those of you who just arrived, welcome. This young lady, is dating this guy, and he's good looking, and he wants he okay, he did a photo shoot. He's a huge Superman fan. He did a photo shoot as Superman, and she says he looks like it because he'd been working out and he looked good and he was in his Superman costume. I just have questions about the photo shoot, the poses, where are the pictures, what are we doing with it? But then Superman movie, y'all know, is coming out. That's also why I picked this. And she said she wanted to, they role play in the past with him as Superman, and she wanted to do it again since the movie's coming out. And he suggested she be Wonder Woman. But here it is, Miss Boogie Down. Wonder Woman's real name is Diana. His ex's real name is Diana. So while we role playing and you yelling out Diana, 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 are you calling Diana the Wonder Woman? Or are you calling out Diana your ex-girl? That's what we trying to figure out. But I'm more concerned, I know my friends who dress up for Comic-Con, but I don't know anybody who does a whole photo shoot as the character. So my questions are, where are the pictures? What poses? What are we doing? What are we doing as Superman? I'm more thinking about that because I already put it in my mind that I'll be calling you, I'll be reminding you that I have an ex named Clark, and I'm going to be calling you Clark. Okay? She put herself in that spot, yes. But you know what she's trying to do, Nola, darling? She was trying to be a good, supportive girlfriend. She was trying to say, well, Superman is coming up. I know he absolutely adores Superman. He absolutely looks good in the photo shoot as Superman. So that's what she's thinking of. Like, oh, okay, this is awesome. We could role play again. Now, have y'all not role played since the last Superman movie? Because that's a long time. That's a long time. That's a long time for me. But that's a long time. Okay, this is T. Miss Boogie Down. It is T. He's covering up, still feeling the X. It is weird. Hey, let's talk about it all. Yes, it is. It's weird, but I'm more weirded out with the. Does he have the Superman photos on the wall in the house? Let's talk about it all. My thoughts exactly. He tried to pull an Uno reverse on her. Well said, Ari. It is an Uno reverse. Oh, you brought up this. Let me bring up my character. Because the last time they role played was Lois Lane, she said. Okay? Last time they role played, she was Lois Lane. She was herself. Okay? Found attractive. Maybe want to do some role play with him as Superman, me as myself. Last time they had no issues with him being Superman and she was herself. Now he want to take it up a notch so he could yell out Diana in the bedroom and not feel some kind of way about it. Young lady, as everybody said, leave, run, look both ways. But you know what's going to happen, y'all? She wants to keep Superman. She likes to have Superman on her arm. She likes to be on the arm of Superman. And at least she doesn't want to be called Diana, but she's still there. He may be nonchalant about it, but he gonna bring it up later. He gonna bring it up later when he thinks her defenses are low. He gonna probably bring it up the night that they are, after they go see the premiere of the Superman movie in their town, because he is, and he gonna dress up as Superman to go watch the movie, and then when they come home, he gonna be like, "Hey, honey, hey, let go put on your Wonder Woman costume. Let's do this," and she gonna be feeling it. She gonna be feeling it, and she gonna be like, "Okay, sweetie," and she gonna forget why she don't want to be Wonder Woman, and he gonna be calling out Diana, Diana, while he's between and betwixt, and then she gonna get wigged out, and she gonna get mad and hop off, and she gonna turn into the Amazon woman on him. That's just my humble opinion, okay? In the arms of an angel, fly away from me. All right. When trying to spice things up goes wrong. Yes, Samantha, it goes all the way wrong. And y'all, tomorrow's unsolicited advice is for members. It is for 18 and over. There's a whole lot more spice than this. Okay, there's a whole lot more spice than this. And we will be featuring, as I said, we will be featuring our bachelor. He has a perfect date set up. He said, before I get out my kryptonite and whoop him with it. Wait a minute, not the kryptonite. So tomorrow, we, during members' unsolicited advice, we do feature bachelors from the past who submit their videos for like the love connection things. So here is our bachelor. I'm going to give you just a few seconds to hear him out. Ladies, if you've heard it before, maybe you pick up on something else.
I've been single for a bit of time now, and my ideal date is you would come to my place and pick me up because my car's in the shop. You're wearing a gown. I love a woman in a gown. Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors.
I gave you a little bit more. Okay. While you're in this gown and you're picking him up, we go into Baskin Robbins for 31 flavors. Hey, you're in a gown, you're picking him up at his place, and he said Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Okay. Was it a couple of DWIs? So y'all know how long Baskin Robbins been around here. Miss Boogie Down said, taste the rainbow. Noah Dolan said, he's the 31 flavors. Maybe he's the 31st flavor? He needs to be shunned. Well, hey, we don't know how the ladies, reacted to him. And let's talk about it all. Said, nope, wouldn't want it. Why y'all gonna do the man like this? He's out here putting his heart on his sleeve. He's looking for someone. He is very much telling you exactly what he's looking for. He is telling you exactly what the ideal date is. He's letting you know, hey, my car's in the shop. At least he got a car. Because we have folks out here on dating shows with no car. At least he got a car. At least he's also telling you how to dress in a gown. Okay? He likes his ladies in a gown. He loves a lady in a gown. So he is telling you exactly what it is. But, you go into Baskin Robbins, I don't know. No, you're not both looking for me. Miss Boogie Down, I hope, for those of you who are new members, I hope you will go look at the member lives, because especially the second one, the first one had our first guy, and the second one had 2 eligible bachelors. One, you could ride the mustache for a nickel. And the second one, he had a great job, great apartment, and he's looking for a wife. And we also had a bachelorette. We had a lot of folks on the second member live, okay? Does he really have a car, or just saying that it's in the shop? Oh, I don't know. He ain't styling me. No, darling, like he ain't styling me. Hey, he said a gown. He didn't say what kind of gown. He didn't say what kind of evening gown, what kind, It ain't working, doing us no good. How you do tell me what to wear? Hey, some men have, different views on a first date. Some people want to go hiking on a first date. So it's good that he tells you what to wear. He even told you Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. So you kind of know where you're going. You're going to enjoy something, everybody loves ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. You can't be mad at ice cream. Okay? But yes, that is just a few seconds. Hey, the Duchess, glad to have you here. That is just a few seconds of this bachelor that we're going to feature on tomorrow's Members Live at 8:30 EST. That is just the September Love is Blind show is both on Netflix. Yes. So thank you, Samantha, for bringing that up. He never said where we're going. He just said Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Listen to what he said. I understand. There's more of what he said. That's just a few seconds. Y'all will see him and get to know him tomorrow. But thank you, Samantha, for saying that. I'm doing Love is Blind UK right now and doing those recaps and reviews. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen that, please go. September, y'all, is going to be a lot. September is featuring on the same day Love is Blind, France and Brazil. Yes, the Duchess. Yes, you were gifted a membership today. Okay, you were gifted a membership today by Tanya B here. So you can definitely join our member live tomorrow at 8:30 EST. But yes, Love is Blind Brazil season 5 is all about the seniors. All about the seniors. I have a post on my community wall. It is all about the seniors, 50 and over, and they are feisty. They are senior, they are Brazilian, and they are feisty. And y'all, they ain't shy about it, okay? They ain't shy about it. Because one grandma said, if it ain't working, don't waste my time. If you ain't got the stamina, don't waste my time. Okay? Don't waste my time, is what grandma said. Okay? I just got back from a silent getaway. I gotta go catch up on Project Runway and Survival episode. Yes, Alone was, Alone was good this week. Okay? It gave us a lot of stuff. So yes, Love is Blind Brazil season 5 is all about the seniors who is 50, 60, even up to like 70. Okay. And one guy said, well, how old are you? She said, I am grown and old enough to be here. I was like, yes, that's what I love. And also on this channel, I started off with Love is Blind Brazil. So that is definitely going to be my priority. And because we love to see the seniors date, like later daters and now. Now, also showing up on September 10th on Netflix is Love is Blind France for their very first season. We love UK. We love France. I have done Argentina, Sweden, Mexico, Brazil, of course, season 4. I've done many Love is Blind just to look and see how people date all over the world. And so, yes, I am going to cover Love is Blind France. But Brazil is dear to my heart. I have a lot of people from Brazil who are subscribers. Hey, TB21, glad to have you here. We're kind of wrapping up right now. But definitely, I'm covering King's Court on Wednesdays. On Tuesdays, I do Match Me Abroad with actually Aubrey. Nothing on Thursdays, but Fridays, we have Unscripted where the chat tells me what we want to talk about. And we talk about music based on a particular year. And yes, we have, disagreements about the top 10, top 20, but we have a good old time to start the weekend. And of course, we have Unsolicited Advice on Sundays. And tomorrow night, I'm starting a weekly live for Love is Blind UK. I have representation from UK on my panel. And right after that, at 8:30 is going to be our members live. It's a lot. But depending on how Love is Blind Brazil with the seniors, we may do a weekly live. We're going to talk about them because I absolutely love Brazil. But definitely September going to be hyped. And then October is going to be regular Love is Blind US in Denver. And then we also have, and if you see on my community wall, we also have Mexico season 2 Love is Blind coming back. We have quite a few Love is Blind Italy is supposed to start at the end of this year. And we have a lot coming up in 2026. So definitely, yes, we're going to be busy. I'm thankful for y'all to be patient. I'm thankful for all of you who are members. And we're going to still do member lives. We still going to do our member lives. We're going to play around. Monday nights seem to be good now. It's usually 8 o'clock, but the weekly Love is Blind is going to take up a little bit of time. Okay, it's going to take up a little bit of time. I don't want to mess with your Monday Night Football. We may move members live and see what's the best times or best dates. But right now, we're doing Mondays at 8 or 8:30. Thanks, Ella. You're going to be super busy. Yes. Fun as always. Yes, a weekly live for Love is Blind Brazil season 5 with the seniors. I don't know about France yet. We may end up doing that and pushing something to the side. But by then, by September, we should be done with Match Me Abroad, which is done on Tuesday. We should be done with the King's Court, which is done on Wednesdays. So even so, I could do a live on Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, mainly Tuesdays because those shows throw out new episodes on Wednesdays. I want to keep my Wednesdays free, but definitely we'll be doing probably either Sunday live or Tuesday live, something before the new episodes come out. But hey, I got to watch 8 episodes each week and recap it. I got to watch 8 episodes each week and recap them. So yes, we're going to be busy. We're going to have a good time. This channel is for you to escape and have a good laugh, a good kiki, and talk with the other L citizens and delegates. But y'all, I had a great time today. Please, if you came in a little bit later, please go do a recap and see everything that has happened. Yes, it's a lot late, T-Bug, but I have done it before. They did it to me when Germany and Mexico revealed overlapping weeks. They've done it to me before. Yes, it's a lot. But hey, when I'm at work, I just listen and I'm still working. So yes, it is a lot. But as I said, Brazil will be first, and then I'll do France as the weeks go along. Okay. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you enjoyed this. And I'm gonna head over to Lady T-Bugs and do a replay of the replay I did, because she had a hot video yesterday if you're in the Desto sector. But y'all, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next